Hey guys, I'm Jenna, also known as Ayala13. Today I'm going to be painting Shiveryah, the Dark Elf Sorceress from Raging Heroes. This model isn't currently available. I got her as part of a Kickstarter, but she should be available soonish. This is the fantasy version of the model. There is also a sci-fi version, and I removed her back crown thing. I kind of prefer her like this. I'm really glad that they actually sculpted in the back of her hair so you could have that as an option. I started with a white primer and then painted her armor and weapon with cold steel. When that's dry, I washed it with Nuln oil. Then I highlight it back up with cold steel. I paint the base with Dawnstone. This is an Egyptian ruins resin base that I've had for a while. I think it's from Seaboard Miniatures. I wash it with Nuln oil, then dry brush it back with Dawnstone. Now I'm going to dab on Athonian Camo Shade and Thacker Green to simulate lichen. Then I give it a very faint dry brush around the edges with Dawnstone mixed with a little white. I finish off the base with a trim of classic black. Next I paint her necklace with solid gold. Then I wash it with Seraphim Sepia. I'm trying to get the washes done first because they're messy. Now I'll base coat the cloak with beaten purple. Now I'll base the skin with Midland Flesh mixed with Genestealer purple. She doesn't have to match any of my pre-existing armies, so I'm taking the opportunity to play around with the colours. I base coated the hair with Dawnstone, and the haft of the weapon with Steel Legion Drab. I painted her eyes with black and dotted in the whites of her eyes with white mixed with bone. I washed the weapon haft with Agrax Earthshade and then highlight it with lines of Steel Legion Drab, mixing in some bone for the final highlight. I highlight the hair by mixing white into Dawnstone. I highlight the cloak with beaten purple mixed with Meridius Blue. I add more Meridius Blue to each subsequent highlight. I then added another layer to the hair by adding more white to the Dawnstone mix. Pick out the final highlights with more white. I base coat the heart in her hand with Scorn Red, then highlight by mixing Kador Red into it. That turned out a little too bright, so I darkened it with a wash of Karaberg Crimson with a touch of Agrax Earthshade. Then I highlight the necklace with solid gold. Now we can start highlighting the skin. I go back to my original mix, but this time I mix more Midland Flesh into the Genestealer purple. Then I add a little white to this mix for the final highlight. I painted her lips with Murderous Magenta, adding a little of my skin highlight colour to the bottom lip. Now I want to stop the weapon from looking so plain, so I'm going to pick out some sections in black. I highlight by mixing Dawnstone into the black. I paint the skulls with Screaming Skull, then wash with Agrax Earthshade, and highlight back with Screaming Skull. I highlight the silver parts with Quicksilver. Now I use some of Games Workshop's technical paint, Blood for the Blood God, to bloody up that part. Now I finish up the base with some Poison Ivy from Army Painter and some Grass Tufts from Mini Nature. I'm going for an overgrown ruins kind of vibe. And here's the finished model. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. See you later.